It's a joy to be with you on this Thursday of the Word of Encouragement. Today I'd like to go to Psalm 89. We're very familiar with the first part of this psalm. I will sing of the mercies of the Lord forever. With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness to all generations. That gospel song, if you know it, just pours over our soul. Is always a blessing. But I want to focus on the next verse. For I have said, mercy shall be built up forever. Thy faithfulness shalt thou establish in the very heavens. Now, the very key words that were used in verse 1 are used in verse 2. Mercy and faithfulness. So the psalmist is saying, I'm singing of the mercies of the Lord forever and his faithfulness. Then he goes on and says, mercy shall be built up forever. In other words, God's plan to do for us what we do not deserve because of what he has accomplished on the cross at this point, what he would accomplish, it's being built up, so to speak. We have a full treasure of the grace of God to know that whatever need we have, God will meet it. And thy faithfulness shall he establish in the very heavens. In other words, his mercy and his faithfulness is as sure as God himself and the tremendous presence of God in heaven. It's all there. In fact, the word covenant is in verse 3. I have made a covenant with my chosen. And so as believers today, you can count on the fact God is a merciful God. God is working. He is not up there with a stick every time you get out of line to whop you over the head. Now, he does chasten us as believers when we open our heart to him, and he'll work and all, but it's not judgment. So many Christians are living with performance mentality that if I don't do everything right, I'm just not going to have God's blessing. Well, God wants us to live right, but it's his mercy that enables us to live right. We look to him, and he will then give us the wisdom we need, the strength we need, and we humbly realize we can't measure up to God's standard. He is the standard, and he's the power, and he's the person that enables us to do that. That's mercy, just to think God would do that for us. And then his faithfulness. It's not that he does that on one day, and then the next day sort of exits and you're sort of left on your own. No, his faithfulness is established. He's going to be faithful in showing you his grace and mercy today, tonight, tomorrow, every day. There's not a bad day. There's not a day he forgets you. Now, sometimes you'll wonder where God is. He's doing things that are very important for us. And if we meet with him, he'll always draw near. And so we've got to get out of that mentality of performance, and we got to understand God will do it. He's merciful, and he's merciful all the time. Now, friends, if that doesn't encourage you, I don't know what will encourage you. To know that every moment of every day, he is ready to meet your need.